Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ulysses Clark, and I am here with your Purple Passions news break. Today, we will be discussing the 80s Marathon, what happened in Purple Passions during this week, what are our do's and don'ts, and what is pertinent for our business to keep running effectively, and how you can still be more effective and efficient as a seller on our platform. So we like to do this once a week if we can, to try to cover some things and also to bring structure and discipline and just everything that we can to you guys at the front in an effective form of communication, and it's called the Purple Passion News Break. So welcome everybody to this live show or this video show, whatever you want to call it. Some might think I'm live, but I'm not. Some may get the video and treat it as a live show, but we're here, okay? So, to start this off, yesterday we had a 80s marathon. My. All that flamboyant color that was circulating through that live show. You queens did a super fantastic job. My. I couldn't be more impressed. And it was a pleasure to watch all you queens grace our platform. Hey, you guys did some things in there that I didn't think possible. I love the board, I love the color, I love the glasses, I love the shades, I love the headscarves. I mean, you guys, I love the froze, I love the flyers. I mean, you guys really, took it to the next level, and you guys really represented that marathon, in title and in support and in how you presented your professionalism for that event, okay? So kudos to you guys. You guys did a super fantastic job. Thank you so much. And I got nothing but good reports, They actually loved it. They were ecstatic. My wife was super excited. Hey, you guys are the truth, okay? You guys are the truth in the booth. So, thank you for that, okay? Now, on to what is happening with Purple Passion this week. As you know, it is after August 1st. So, if you have not subscribed, we have downsized. Kind of rhymed a little bit, right? If you have not subscribed to the, as a seller, if you haven't subscribed, then you know you're not getting unlimited lives and your 10% perks. And then if you're a shopper and you're not subscribed to the exclusive VIP lounge, the name is now changed, then you've been removed from the X VIP group, okay? So we're only asking for a blessing of 99 cents, and that is for your subscription fee. It lasts you for 1 month, and then it will recur. So let me start there with the information, okay? So that is coming into a lot of scrutiny and a lot of problems, right? And I think one of those things that we need to digest is that the fact of the matter is we've all done those things in the past. Let's use Columbia House DVD for a while, for an example, right? And we have said, okay, it's $1.99 a month. You're like, okay, and you give them your bank card for $1.99. Then after 30 days, all of a sudden, on day 31, you get that notice inside your bank account that says, hey, you've been charged $39.99 for a subscription fee. You're like, huh? Subscription fee? What's going on? Oh, and then you mad, right? So you calling that number, like I said, that 1-800 number. They tell you to call. Your bank can't tell you nothing. Only thing you're missing the money. You went to slide your card. You couldn't get what you needed from the store. You couldn't make an order. You call that number and it finds out that subscription fee was only a trial. It was only for so many days, and the price now changed, and now it's $39.99, and you had to pay it. And it was somewhere written in there, or they sent you some type of notice, and then you get assessed with this fee and you can't get it back. And it terrified everybody, and obviously still terrifies everybody. So let me assure you and reassure you that your subscription fee is 99 cents. We brought it down to that amount, to 99 cents. Now, and this is for the sellers and for the subscription, okay? 99 cents is just a blessing because our platform runs on blessings and on volunteer work, okay? So, with that said, to alleviate that problem, what I sent one seller last night was that, you can get you a prepaid card, put you exactly $13 on that card, okay? Use that card for your subscription fee and set it on reoccurring, and take that card. Once you set it up, put that card to the side, okay? And month after month, it's going to take that 99 cents and you're going to be squared away at the end of the year, okay? That $13 is going to be for 1 year, okay? And you don't even have to touch it anymore. If it makes you feel that secure and comfortable, you can do it that way. And I recommend that if you're old school and you don't trust a lot of things. I don't say you should trust anything. I always say verify, you don't trust. If somebody tell me something that's nice, ha ha, I verify, I don't trust. So that is the way that you can do it to secure yourself and to have more trust and faith in what our platform is doing and what our requests are. So I am letting you know that. Also, I give very good instructions for people to be able to subscribe. If you cannot subscribe by my methods, then something has got to be wrong on your end, either with updating the phone or maybe your app has a bug. The reason why I say this is because the links are not broken. I reset those links every so often, and I have a method that you go on where you don't even have to use a link. It's going to be all button pushing all the way till you get in and input your information. So if you cannot get in, then there's something else going on, essentially going on. Either it's something with equipment or something with apps, okay? But either or, if you want to stay in tune with Purple Passion Boutique, if you want to be in the groups, in the exclusive VIP lounge, does anyone have that chat room? The VIP chat support, the prayer room. If you want to be a part of all those things, you want to get your 10% off every month, which a lot of sellers and a lot of shoppers are already getting that this month. If I forget, remind me, but everybody should be getting that. And you want unlimited lives on our platform, and you want to participate in 80s marathon and our next marathons that'll be upcoming shortly, then I need you to subscribe. Okay? It's only $1, you know? So with that said, I hope everybody understands that point. So the next point is going to be what I call in the military, right place, right time, right uniform, RAP, RIT, RU. Okay? Right place, right time, right uniform. This is something that we practice within our professionalism. Okay? When I was in service, one of the biggest things that they told us was that if we always want to stay within the conscripts of the Army, Marines, it doesn't matter what it is, Air Force, Navy, right place, right time, right uniform. So I carry that every day as one of my torches and one of my guides to the structure and discipline of the Purple Patches Boutique platform. And it's being on time. I need all my sellers to be on time. You guys have a 1.5 hour window. You have a little buffer in between that. So that means that you need to get in within those first 5 minutes and be there on time and get your stuff done and then be completed within those last 5 minutes, okay? So if you take that away, it's about an hour and 20 minutes, okay? But I need you there on time. I need you to finish on time so that next seller can jump in. What has been happening is that, and I feel like it's maybe because it's the basis of it being free, and people feel like there is no structure. But whether it's free or not, it's still a structured platform, and there's still discipline here. We need to be on time because being on time is part of being professional. Leaving on time is about being professional and the courtesy of the next seller. You know, let them know who that next seller is coming. And if we all learn to treat everybody with that decency and respect, we're all going to flow. We're all going to be good. But it takes, like I always say, someone always thinking about the next person or person coming in front or behind them. That is what life is about. That is what everything is about. That is what family is about. It's always about taking care of each other and taking care of the next person. And we've been doing a pretty good job of that. But it's a lot of I forgot, I didn't know, I got caught up, and those may very well be situations that have happened, but they cannot be the same reason all the time. So we need to police that up. We do. We need to police it up as a community and as a family. We need to police it up on Purple Passes Boutique. So I'm asking all my sellers right now to be on time, to finish on time. Okay, be prepared for your live shows. Be prepared for them. If you're not prepared, then, hey, pay that cancellation fee, which I'm getting ready to cover next, okay? But right place, right time, right uniform, okay? Be there for it. Make sure we're not showing expired items. Make sure we're not talking about inappropriate items that we may want to show or something we want to do on our private pages. Your private page is for your private page. It's for your privacy or privacy, tomato, okay? It is that way, but we're not going to be talking about, I got some other things that I can't show on here that I can show you on my page. We're not doing that. Wrong. That is completely wrong, okay? Our platform is based on another keyword, being credible. And if I can't be credible, if I'm not credible, if the owner's not credible, and we're not credible, then you're not going to trust us. If you don't trust us, then we don't even deserve to have a platform, okay? So we're going to stay credible, we're going to be accountable, and we're going to be accountable to ourselves too. With my admins, I hold them accountable for everything, so I want everybody to be accountable. So, no inspired items, and also understand an inspired item is an item that if someone can look at an item and say that reminds me of Burberry, that's an inspired item. That's a new Facebook terminology for it. It is 3 terminologies Facebook has for it. So trust and believe that they will block me, block you, and you will get all kinds of problems. The platform will get problems if we're showing items that people can consider similar to being inspired items. Okay, I had a discussion with a seller the other day, and I love this seller to death, and they have great items, and I wish they could, because they are nice items, but that's just something that we can't have. Okay, the other thing that we can't have is shopping with your business name. Okay, now there's a lot of veteran sellers, so I expect veteran sellers to know this one, because I learned this from a veteran seller. When you come into somebody's live, do not be in there shopping with your business name. I've been on there one time on another platform, and they almost kicked me and my wife off of our platform. Okay, so not even replay shopping with your business name. It's not allowed. It's not going to happen. Shop underneath your regular name, when you are replay shopping or you're on somebody's live show. That is what the standard is, and we're going to adhere to that standard. We're not going to cut to the left or to the right of that standard, okay? So I'm reiterating a lot of these things, that I think people should already know, but this is your reminder. And when in doubt, you can all reference these videos. That's why I do them, okay? So people understand the rules and concepts of our platform. And with being late and being on time, that moves me to our next point. Our next point is going to be that we have a 15-minute window, right? If you have your clients, you have, viewers and watchers that are waiting for you to come on that live show. They're waiting for you specifically. They want to see how your day is. They want to see how you're dressed. They want to see if you're smiling. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on whatever content you're going to bring to them, okay? So when you show up late for your live show, they're already agitated. They're already probably going to leave. They're probably not going to stay there for that live show. But what we're going to do is, in order to orchestrate, that we need everybody to adhere to it. So this is going to be the new standard for everything. If you are 10 minutes late, it's going to be a $3.50 charge, okay, for late fee. If you are more than 15 minutes late, we're going to go ahead and cancel your live, and that cancellation fee is going to be assessed, okay, which is going to be $7. That is how the standard is going to be, because we need everybody to be on time, okay? If you guys were on some of the other platforms that are charging a lot, or I'm not even gonna say a lot, they're charging whatever they feel like they need to charge for their live shows. I'm not here to say whether it's a lot or not, okay? But what I will say is that I guarantee you that if you go over there and you pay $88.99 for a live show, right? You're not going to miss that live show. You're going to be on time. I guarantee you're going to be underneath your business name, and you're not going to be underneath your business name, and I guarantee you that you're going to adhere to everything that they say, because you don't want them canceling you for $88.99. So just because a platform is free doesn't mean it should be taken advantage of. And I'm not saying that specifically to anybody, but I'm one that shoots straight from the hip too, and I call a spade a spade. And the truth be told, that these are things that disrupt the functionality of the platform and for other sellers and other shoppers and viewers, okay? So we want to treat everybody 100% fair across the board and be impartial to whatever those regulations and standards are. So I need everybody to adhere to being on time, okay? And I need you to be there at your live shows and finish your live shows on time, okay? So, what's that, baby?
Well, I would say also the bot need to be also prepared, before.
She's getting in front of me again. She's not letting me get there.
Before you ended the
She's not
live.
letting me get to my notes again, Queen. See, she's not letting me get there. Okay?
Just say it.
So, you
Sorry,
got
babe.
when you guys jump in, right? You shouldn't be starting your bot, okay? When you go through training with me, and that is the focus of training, all right? Focus on training is to get you where you need to be. You will know that I will tell you, you can hit a button that's already, as soon as you go live, your bot is going to start. Or you can start the bot as soon as you go live, okay? but you shouldn't be 5-10 minutes into your live and then starting your bot. Your bot, which is your live assistant. You know, I like to call it your personal secretary, your live assistant. Okay, your secretary can be whatever you want her to be. Okay, so he or she, your personal secretary, your live assistant, your bot should be started as soon as you go live. Start it. Okay. Also, with the registration link, you can put the registration link one time, and everybody can use that registration link. Anybody can put that in. It is not going to take for a seller to do it. You can have your admin do it, okay, or have the admin do it. Most of the time, if I'm jumping in your lives, I'm already typing that in for you, so you don't even have to do that, okay? So I want you guys to understand that. Already be prepared. You know, it's like the 6 P's, right? Piss poor planning makes a piss poor performance, okay? That's what they teach us in the military. Now, I'm not saying anybody's performance is that way, but that's how we get trained. And I'm talking about from the old era when we were shining boots still in BDUs, you know, not the new era, you know. So to survive in an era is always about discipline. So we have to understand that how we prep, you know, you train as you fight, how you prep is going to be how well that you do. How well that you're dressed. If you get in there and you're not dressed the part, you're just getting in there coming in from having a whole 3-hour workout session. You're tired, you're sweaty, you drink a bottle of water, you threw some water on top of yourself, and you just, oh man, I got to make my live. I don't want to pay a cancellation fee. I'm not really prepared, but I'm running in there. Then your sales are going to reflect that. The people are going to know that, and they're going to know that you're not really interested in being there. You're just trying to get through the process. You're dealing with veteran shoppers, not just veteran sellers. Okay? So these thrifting streets can be very, very hectic if you don't pay attention to the things that are being told and shown to you. So be there, be on time, be properly dressed, rest the right uniform. If you selling some stuff, put on your stuff and model your stuff. Show the people, you know, what you're doing. Have your hair done, you know, do things like that. And you don't have to do it, but I'm telling you what's going to push your sales. And if I'm lying, I'm flying.
Be presentable. Present your boutique.
Yeah. Be presentable. You're representing your business. You know, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and I am not taking off yet. I am not Delta Airlines. Okay, I'm telling you. If you talk to me, I'm being serious. If you can pick up what I'm dropping right now, what I'm saying is that I'm giving you things that's going to make you successful, and you don't have to utilize them. But you know, if you talk to a lot of these veteran sellers, and you go look at some of them veteran platforms, I'm not going to mention them because they are still running and they're doing their thing. And they're always doing their thing. But when you look at those queens, when they step on that camera view, they got all eyes on them. And I'm not talking about Tupac Shakur either. They got all eyes on them. Okay? And they are in there, and that's one of the first things, you know, to get critical of your business. Represent it, you know, and represent it well, you know. And that's all I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm just trying to give you the gift of what I can, because I want everybody successful. I want all of you guys, you know, clocking 40, 50 sales every time you go live. But that only happens if we're prepared, okay? So, and if you need that assistance, you got that purple power up. We displayed that purple power up for our 80s marathon, and as you see, sellers was going nuts. You know, they were going crazy in there.
Shoppers too.
Shoppers was too. You know, I think they might have bought everything for the month. I don't even think I can go live for the month now. You know, the 80s marathon took everything. You know, so but you know,
but it's a tool to utilize.
It's a tool to utilize. You know, if you want to push yourself a little bit further and a little bit harder. Okay, if you want to, you know, bring that energy, bring that flow, then hey, try it out. You know, we gave it to our people, you know, for free on the house, and I hope they benefited, because that was the idea and goal. That was also our appreciation to all of our sellers that are continuously coming on our platform and supporting us. You know, you support us by showing up and being there. So we wanted to give you that as our gift too. That was a token of our appreciation. So thank you. Let me get back into, because I think I only got one more point. You're probably like, I'm so tired of him. I'm probably going to get all kinds of bad reviews. People are going to be mad at me for this video. Shipping, okay? Now listen. Now shoppers, first things first, okay? I want you guys to understand that whoever you're shopping with, make sure you're following their payment schedules, their payment routines, what they wish to happen for their payments. You also need to find out what's going on with their shipping rates and how they're shipping, okay? You need to adhere to that. Now, and I'm going to tell you where to find that information. Most of the time when their live starts, they're putting up a paragraph stating all that information. Also in the comments section, most of the time when they start their live shows, that information will be there. when we start our live show as Purple Patches Boutique, you will see all that information already at the beginning when I start the bot. But I'm also going in and I'm reciting that same information. So I put it there for a visual aid, and I also recite it verbatim to you guys too. Okay, that's register, payment, shipping. I'm letting you know all the information too. Everybody's not going to do that, but they are going to post it in some way, shape, or form. So I want you to understand, be looking for that information if you have questions, but you must adhere to whatever that is, okay? So that means that if they're only shipping once a week, they're only shipping once a week. If they're only shipping every 2-3 days, they're shipping every 2-3 days. If they're going to do combined shipping because their schedule's hectic, then they say, I can only get you out every other Monday, then that's what their schedule is. Because I know shoppers that are going once a week. I know some that are doing every Tuesday. I got some that are doing once every 2 weeks. I know quite a few that are doing different things in different schedules, okay? But what I'm saying is you got to adhere to that. Now, I know some people may have that window where they say, hey, I paid, I want my items, okay? Well, you need to convey that to the seller and see if they're going to be able to do that for you. That's going to be up to the seller. I am not going to step in between that. But what I will say is I will step in between if nothing has been conveyed and there's a whole bunch of confusion from lack of communication, and then a person has not received the item in 2-3 weeks. That is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And that shouldn't happen to anybody. I don't even know any place in the world that you order from unless it's international, from Malaysia or something like that, where you're not going to get your item, you're doing standard shipping, you're not going to see it for, 3 weeks, okay? So let's be courteous in that way too, and let's get people their items and just, convey a different type of thing. We want to be reliable and trustworthy too. We get our payments, we take the payments, then we don't ship them their stuff. Let's keep happy customers, happy clients. Customers always right, so they say, right? And let's get them their items, as quick as possible. If you're not going to get it to them, then you let them know, okay? I'm going to leave that on the seller. But what I'm going to say is that when it hits my DM, right, I don't want to be in the middle of a conflict or a power struggle based on one simple thing, and that's the lack of communication, okay? And once again, that leads me to the next one. Sellers, pay your invoices. We're not making partial payments. We're paying invoices, okay? And let you guys know what a ghoster is. A ghoster is a person that claims 13 items, and then you send them an invoice. They don't answer an invoice. You don't have an email. You don't have the information. You can't track them down. They're not responding. You have no contact or nothing. They are exactly as I'm saying, a ghost. Okay, they are in the wind. Okay, that is a ghoster. Okay. If you communicate with someone and they communicate back and they decide not to pay your invoice, all you have is a non-payer, and you can block them. I'm not saying you can't block. It has nothing to do with blocking, but we need to get our terminology straight on what we're dealing with, okay? And a lot of this is going to be calmed down with communication. I promise you it will, and again, if you guys have exhausted all means, and remember, the protocol is for our platform, send it, when that first one that you send out, send it to their messenger and send it to their email. Okay, wait 48 hours. Then if you don't get anything back, because your PayPal or Square, I know Square does it, all the time. By the time it already hits an overdue status, it's already sending a reminder because it's set inside your settings. So it's already reminding them. If you see that's already went, you've reached out and you haven't got a hold of them, and you're not having any success, then reach out to me. I am your ghost hunter, okay? Your ghost hunter, your non-payer hunter. I will try to locate them and do my best to get you paid, because that is what my job is. I need to be allowed to do my job in order to get you paid. Now, if you don't want the headache, you don't want to chase somebody down, then you say, okay, I'm blocking them. I'm not worried about it. Good. You don't have to DM me. You don't have to let me know. That's your decision and choice. But I have quite a few clients that come and say they don't want that status of being a non-payer, and they reach out to me and saying, hey, I want to pay this person. So I'm asking you, and this is coming directly from me, if you got somebody that wants to make amends and make things right, forgiveness is for everybody if you allow it. And that's a form of forgiveness, so allow them to pay. Allow them to make their things right. Let them purge their soul and purify their soul by making things right, because they don't want that to sit on their chest. That's why they reach out to me like that, okay? And that's important. So allow that to happen if you can. If you can find it in your heart to have that forgiveness for that person and let them pay you, okay? Because at the end, you're there to sell and to get paid. And if someone, don't pass up a payment, okay? You never know what that payment can be for. And sometimes that's a blessing in disguise to get you another blessing by letting somebody bless you with what they need, okay? So Okay, wife, what is it that you got next for me?
Okay, so for those
Let's make her hurry up.
For those who were in my inbox asking if we have admins and why my admins are not tagging or should they tag, etc., etc. So for those, I just want to say we, Purple Passions Boutique, have admins. We have many admins, okay? And most of you guys already know my admins anyway, but we only tag if you are tagging into your own life 10 people minimum. Now explain that.
I knew that was coming, right? Okay, so what I put out to my admins, right? And I always say these are the queens kings, the kings queens, right? So I put out to my admins that what's happening is essentially this, because I protect my admins to 100%, but they know that they've got to do their job, and their job is to share and tag, okay? If you are not sharing and tagging, which is what our protocol, our standard says, then my admins don't need to do that either, okay? Because that's everyone's job. It's mainly the seller and shopper's job, because everybody doesn't look at flyers. Everybody's not responding to emails, okay? Some people are responding to notifications, okay? If you want to boost your sales and get your sales in, then you have to contribute too, because we're sharing all of our customers and clients, and most of the time, you got more than 2 admins in there. Understand that I have a few admins. I have an admin expert, and then I have over 10 platform owners that come in and religiously share and tag if I need them to, and that's i.e. if somebody is blocked, if we have other things going on. Okay, so it's a lot of things going. Popeye, lay down. So we have a lot of different things going on. Okay, so I want you guys to be adamant about that, okay? So when you have all these different things going on in there and people are like, hey, they're not sharing and tagging, what's going on? Lots of times my admins are blocked. I have to rely on other people because they're doing too much sharing and tagging, but they shouldn't be blocked if the seller is not sharing and tagging either. So that is kind of the deal. One hand shakes the other hand. I need everybody in there sharing and tagging. It's for free. It's the minimum that
Your
you can
own
do.
shoppers.
Okay, especially your own shoppers. I'm not here to take your shoppers. Okay, I'm actually sharing mine. And you know what? I always say that if everybody's sharing is caring, then guess what? You're going to have a whole bunch of different you're gonna have a whole conglomerate of a whole bunch of sellers and shoppers there, for everybody to utilize. Okay, so just be adamant about that. Okay. So I think that's about it. The last thing I forgot to cover was shipping rates. Make sure people know what your shipping rates are. If you got flat rates, fine. Let them know what your shipping rates are. Let them know what they're going to range to. Don't charge them $8 now and then charge them $28 the next day. Let them know what's going on. Give them the opportunity to shop and spend money with you, because once people know what your standards are, then they know what they can afford and how to live within their means and how to shop with you. Lots of times you can lose clients by information not being put out and them not knowing how they can spend their money with you effectively. Okay? So, with that said, thank you to all you queens that participated in the 80s Marathon. Thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. Thank you for all the support that has been going on. And I will see you guys again the next time, okay? You guys have a very nice day.